name is Cory. I'm 38 years old. I'm born and raised from Ohio. This is my Jeep Cherokee XJ. It's a 1999 with about 300,000 miles on it. So I guess some of the things that I did for this camping setup to make it easy for me and have a kitchen setup is this piece of wood that I made that attaches to the tire carrier and is suspended with just some paracord with a slip knot that allows you to adjust the table and always make it level no matter where you're at. And it's just the right height for me, and I can wheel my legs underneath with no legs in my way. Just above is my paper towel holder, and it's just two magnets on a piece of paracord, so when I want to switch the paper towel, I just slip it out of the magnet and put it right back up in there. So that's what I do for that. And then just simple things. My extension cord is accessible. My air up kit is accessible. 2 extra gallons of water and gas, which has come in handy, the fuel, before. Simple things like just a little light. It's not charged now, but oh yeah, for cooking, things like that. So this chair that I use here is called a Grit Freedom Chair. And it's a wonderful story how this came about. So it was actually an MIT student project, and the professor tasked his class to come up with an all-terrain wheelchair for third world countries. He gave them a $200 budget and then told them it needed to be repairable around the world. So after trial and error, there's actually an entire TED Talk on this chair, but after trial and error, this is the end result that they came up with. So it's all based around common bicycle parts. So it has 26-inch mountain bike wheels, scooter wheel, it uses bike chains, bike sprockets. It's all common bicycle parts. So it all comes apart as well, so you could store it into the back of a car. I actually put it on the bike rack on the back of the Jeep, just to save the space inside. And it's an amazing invention that they came up with. Some of the unique features of my build, I would say, are the internal sleeping platform and the drawer system that I did, along with the fridge slide that I had put in there. It's a pretty unique feature. What got me into camping and vehicle-based camping is actually my mom got us into camping. I was about 7 years old, and I was in a body cast actually from a surgery from my armpits to my toes. And that was the weekend my mom decided to take the family camping. So she loaded up the family. I have an identical twin brother and 2 older sisters. And we all went to a local campground with my mom's brothers and sisters. And we all went camping, and it decided to have one of the biggest storms that the town had ever seen. And I remember my mom and uncles threw me in a trash bag and slid me into the back of a truck, and I hung out there. So that was my first camping experience. So this sleeping platform and drawer that I built is actually specifically designed width-wise to still allow my wheelchairs to be loaded and unloaded in the very back of here if I'm with friends and just want to throw them in without taking wheels off. And then what I did for my drawer, just to keep everything easy and organized, I didn't put it on any drawer slides because I wanted more accessibility. So I put furniture slides on the bottom of this. So it's just sliding back and forth on the carpet. It's a little more accessible for me this way. I can kind of just get to all of it. And it allows it to have more flexibility on how I want to use it. What I keep in here, it's pretty basic. This pouch is cleaning supplies. This pouch is Ziploc bags. I have 4 plates, 2 cast irons. I have all my cooking utensils and eating utensils in this blue pouch. I have a tea kettle, 2 thermocells, and this is an interesting little hack. So these are silicone coasters, a pack of 6. I use them as leveling blocks. So if I have a table that's unlevel or my stove is a little more unlevel, I slip these underneath, and you can level, you could go 6 high, 2 high, 3 high, however high, and level things out. So I keep a little stack of those in there. I would say one thing that I could not live without in this rig would probably be the solar and battery system, because that is what is making sure that that Jeep is going to start no matter where I'm at, and allowing that refrigerator to stay running the whole entire time I'm out. So what I'm running here for tires is BF Goodrich KM3s in a 33-inch tire. It's 10.5 wide. So that's what I'm running for my tires. For me, I had to keep the build somewhat mild because I have to still be able to get in and out of it. So I can't make it on 38s, 39s on a 6-inch lift or anything like that, but this has taken me everywhere all of those guys have gone. So one of the other things that I did in here, for me was a big thing, was the anti-rock sway bar. To be able to have full articulation and flex out of the Jeep without having to disconnect my sway bar. So it saves me from having to crawl down on the ground, disconnect sway bars, off-road, and then when I'm done, when I want to get on the highway, reconnect everything crawling around on the ground. So with the anti-rock, it allows you to have pretty much full articulation, but still really good highway behavior on the road. When you've done it for months and months and months on the road, for me, it's a biodynamics, it's a use of energy and saving energy. And if I don't need to move something because I've never used it, it comes out of here. I'm not gonna keep shifting things around that I don't use, it just goes away. The fridge was such a game changer for me, not having to deal with ice, the melted water, the weight of the ice, the inefficiencies of all that, all your food getting soggy. And as you can see, I cannot reach this right now. So what I ended up doing is on the back side, I attached the back of the fridge to bungees. So it allows it to come all the way out and down, and then I can get to it. So I can get in and out of my fridge, everything I need, and it just kind of sits right here for me. And so if you look on the back, there's two big, thick bungee straps that have quick releases on the back, and it's attached to my drawer system. So it just goes back in. And the fridge is also on furniture sliders. So I glued giant furniture sliders, so it just goes back in. So my history with Overland Expo last year was my first one here at East. So it was an amazing experience. So I got to meet a lot of people and talk to a lot of families and friends and vendors, and made a lot of new friends that year. And it was just an experience that I really enjoyed, and it felt like a community that I really felt a part of. So that was my first one last year. And then in July and August, I did a 2-month road trip out west. And that's when I decided, oh, Overland Expo Mountain West is coming up at the end of August. So I decided to buy a ticket, and a good buddy from Ohio actually drove all the way out and met me there. And we went to Expo West, Mountain West together. And so that was my second one. And then obviously I'm here this year at Overland Expo East in Virginia. Inside of the right-hand cubby there is basically my electronics. So the solar controller and a fuse block, some USBs and a 12-volt monitor are all in that cubby there, along with some odds and ends like a kite and binoculars and things. But the whole right side is where I keep my 3-inch mattress and pillows, and my blankets are also tucked up in the window. And I've been camping down into the 30s or lower with just those 3 blankets. The very bottom is actually a 12-volt electric blanket, and then just a couple kind of down blankets above there. So up here I kept it pretty basic, just a off-road bumper that I found on Amazon and a 13,000-pound winch. One of the unique things I did with it was I ran the winch controls inside the cab so that I can turn the winch on and off and winch in and out from inside the cab. Because when I'm out wheeling, typically if I'm really in a sticky situation where I'm having to pull the winch out, I'm with friends that are pulling the winch line out for me. So I never really wheel real hard without people. And that's obviously, everybody should be the same way. So I just sewed magnets into these, and then so I just snap them up around the windows. So inside of here, it's just an aluminum box. But inside I organized everything inside of lunch boxes. So the first lunch box is my spices and salts and peppers, everything like that. And then the other one has like pancake mix, oats, things that you can just boil water and make. And then I have just other kind of odds and ends and snacks and stuff in the other 2 lunch boxes. And then canned items and hash browns and stuff like that. For me, it just makes it a lot more efficient to come in here and grab one pouch out and have everything I need and take it to the back. And then everything kind of just stays a little more organized, I guess. And I just keep it real basic. That's it. Thanks for checking out my rig.